Good morning. Welcome to Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. I'm so glad you're watching. Thank you for starting your day with me. Faith in the Morning exists to help you start your day with faith and encouragement. We live stream it every weekday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and on Faith Plus. It's also available earlier than that on demand. Also, you can access it earlier than that on our Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So however you're watching or listening, I'm so glad that you're a part this morning. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Faith Christian Center or subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Let's get right into it. Let's go to Luke chapter 10. Now, one of the things I've been encouraging you this week and partially this whole month is walk the path God has for you. Go to the future God has for you. There is a path before you. There's a way, there's a road, there's a way that God wants you to do things. And I'll talk more about it in our message on Sunday, but there is a path, a place, a plan that God has for your life. There is a path for you. There is a road for you. There is a way for you. Go ahead. If you're watching, somebody put it in the chat. Say, there's a way for me. Go ahead and say, God has made a way for me. There's a way for me. There is a way God wants you to follow. There's a path that God wants you to follow. But I want to let you know that as you're walking out that way, as you're going down the path, going down the road God has for you, you will run into resistance. Just because it's the path God has for you doesn't mean there's no resistance on the path, but you have to deal with that path. You know, Luke chapter 10, you see the 70 returning from the mission Jesus sent them on. And notice they were celebrating. Verse 17, and the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through your name. And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Behold, I give unto you power, authority, dominion to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Now, what is so important is we read this and we see scorpions and serpents, snakes. Nobody likes snakes and scorpions. Man, I imagine the sting hurts. But serpents and scorpions, yes, they're dangerous today, but it was even more dangerous back then because these were some of the dangers that people would face if they're traveling. Remember, they were sent 2 by 2, going down roads, going to different cities and villages. And if they're walking down these paths and roads, a serpent was a danger. A scorpion was a danger. And Jesus talking about while you're on the way, going down the path that I sent you on, you might run into some serpents. You might run into some scorpions, but I give you authority. I give you dominion. I give you power over everything that will try to hurt you along the way. So you have to understand, Satan will try all that he has, through all the power of the enemy, serpents and scorpions, whatever to do to disrupt you on the way. But no, before you were sent on the way, Jesus gave you power. Jesus gave you authority. Jesus gave you dominion. So you need to use that dominion. You need to use that authority. You need to use that power. Every time the enemy tries to throw up something to delay you on the path, to mess with your family, to take away your focus so that you're distracted in doing what God wants you to do. You said, no, in the authority of Jesus, I command you to cease from your maneuvers. And you listen on the inside for whatever else God would have you speak to that situation, and you expect that situation to change. You expect that circumstance to change. You expect that mountain to be cast into the sea because you have dominion. You have authority. And if you want that authority to work on its highest level, you need to be submitted to God and you need to be walking the path God has for you. Well, that's enough for today. Thank you so much for starting your day with me for Faith in the Morning. Something good is going to happen to you today, so expect miracles. If you haven't already, subscribe to us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and download our Faith Plus app. I'm so excited about sharing more along the way that God has for you this Sunday and get into some new things next week on Faith in the Morning. Have a great weekend. I love you so much. God bless.